All right, let's do it live on a Thursday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. I am merely Bo. He is the great Z. How you living, buddy?
I need on-air light. I'm been spoiled in the other seat.
This is going to be fantastic today. The fines will be levied. They will be great. It will be awesome.
First of all,
Gibby's here
first
too.
of all,
Gibby is here too.
There he is. There he is. Pop that collar. There we go.
Oh, he got a
First
big
walk
haul
by
yesterday too.
Yes. He's back. He's back. We hadn't seen him in a few days.
Big pull.
Did he?
Yesterday for him.
I bet he did.
Yeah.
Well, he was needing a little injection of zest, and I'm glad to hear that he got it. So
yeah.
I cannot go forward with this program without – yesterday was Festivus, but I have to air a grievance today that has affected me deeply. It affected my ability to sleep last night.
I have a pen.
And I want to get your opinion on this.
I would say good.
What? You slept good?
And I would say good that you had trouble sleeping. You should. You should feel bad.
You're the reason I had trouble sleeping. You
I
are
know.
the subject of my grievance.
All right, I have a grievance. Go.
So yesterday we had, in the content and production part, we had a Secret Santa. Okay.
Yep.
I, through the Elfster, which is where the names were made, you get assigned. I was assigned Gibbe.
Okay.
And I was thrilled about it. What I'm about to tell you has troubled me for the last 24 hours. Actually, the last 27 hours, to a level that I'm not the same person that I was prior to this.
You're a diminished Z.
Right now, I am diminished. I'm hurt. Hurt's really the word. Disappointed and hurt. So I got Gibbe.
Okay.
We know where his favorite nachos are. We know who he really is, right?
That's right.
So I gave a gift that would reflect that. And what he did was
Out of the goodness of your heart.
Either throw away this gift or he's giving it away. And this wasn't like a white elephant swap around. Like
No, this is legitimate.
Spent my hard-earned money on a present for him. And I have no problem telling you what it is right now.
Can I guess?
Yes.
Can you give me? Let's do a little law here, Mr. Zagura. Were you given a monetary range with which to purchase the gift?
Yes, and I ignored it.
As did I, for my gift for Photo Jesus.
Yeah, I ignored it.
Okay, well, I would tell you.
I went above.
Just as an aside, you can't ignore it. You can't.
Ignored.
Can't do it.
Well,
so that's a bad job out of both of you. You both should be admonished for that. All right, so you were given a monetary limit. You blew through the monetary limit.
No, to be fair, first of all, I don't appreciate your admonishing in my diminished state. I don't need to put you on the naughty
I
list
agree.
as well.
Unified front here.
Yeah, see what you've done here. No, we're not unified, and he's trying to buy
There
his
are
way.
rules for a
He's
reason.
trying to buy his way back into my life with some fresh habaneros, which is it's helped, but not enough. I still had to air the
I'm
grievance.
not buying any way back in.
Well, you're trying.
All right, so there was a monetary.
I
you both
wouldn't
ignored
have.
it.
By the way, so I would not if he was only given one thing from me, I would not have gone over the monetary limit, or maybe by $5, like negligible.
Okay.
But he got two things from me because an acknowledgement that one might be considered a bit silly. Now, thrown out, given away? Absolutely not.
Okay. I think that one of the gifts then, my first guess would be maybe a 6-pack or a 12-pack of Iron City Lager.
No. But a good guess.
Would you have thrown that away if you were given that, Gibbe?
No.
I am a consumer of all alcohol, so I don't discriminate. It might not have gone down exceptionally well. Like Old Style in Chicago is not a favorite beer of mine, but if someone gifted it to me, I would drink it.
You're going to drink it, yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Was it a terrible towel?
No, but warmer.
A Roethlisberger. What could it be? Is it? So it's definitely. Is it something Roethlisberger related?
No.
Because that's his all-time favorite Steeler.
Yeah. No.
All right.
I
give
couldn't,
up. What'd
like,
you
if
do?
I was going that directed, like, then we're way blowing the budget out. So what I
Okay,
ended up
so we
getting
gotta-
him was, and
go
something that I thought he could wear in his house while eating nachos that reminded him of his favorite nachos and favorite city in the world. I got him a pair. So the bag had in it, rolled up, a pair of Pittsburgh Steelers
Yep.
pajama pants for Pittsburgh Peepaw. Now, wrapped up inside
thoughtful
of these
gift.
pajama pants
Yeah.
was an apple pie bourbon.
Oh, beautiful.
I was very grateful for that. My family is all excited because I dropped the ball this year and did not make it in advance. So they're all excited for that. So thank you for that.
You're
And
welcome.
I did thank you for that.
You're welcome. But
Where are the trousers, Gibby?
great question.
If I could have put them in the garbage can and lit them on fire in the middle of our meeting yesterday, I would have.
Like, this is craziness.
Okay.
We all know who you are
I'm
and
going
what
to
you
tell,
stand for.
I'm going to
Your
tell you
core.
right now, the idiocy that you have shown by purchasing this puts you on a whole new level of stupid.
Let me ask, how many people in
Like,
content
it
and
is-
production know this bit?
I was genuinely offended. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
That doesn't give you the right
and then
to throw the
he's
gift
like-
away or
he
to
goes-
throw it
he
to
goes,
give it
"Well,
to
you
somebody
can still
else.
Wear them around your house.
It's a
You
gift.
can wear them outside. I'm like, who do I work for? Number one, and number two,
Pittsburgh Peepaw.
and number two, I hate them.
I have it on good authority that Gibbe has not only is we all know we know he loves the Steelers. He's also now apparently converted the G-Man and Tequila Fila into both also being Steelers fans.
Oh my God!
I haven't
it's
converted
a
anybody,
pandemic.
but I was taking.
It's a pandemic, and guess what?
I was taking everybody down.
Patient
yesterday
zero.
that was enjoying this little thing. I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's start calling people out. Salem
Give
witch
it coming
trial.
for everybody.
There's a witch. There's a witch. There you go.
Yeah. He was trying to burn people
how many
to stake.
people? How many people in content and production are aware of the bit?
Not many, given the reaction. And
Yeah,
that's
they-
exactly what I did not need.
So why aren't they
in my
listening
life.
to the show?
I don't know. I mean, it's a great bit. Everybody knows it. Yeah, so I mean, everybody who listens to the show, everybody who gets the show, knew that
Yeah,
was a
is well
that was a
aware.
baller gift. You like to be comfortable. Yep, Jade McRae weighing in. How dare you besmirch my gift, Gibbe? Yes, thank you.
Hey, Jade, you wear them. Oh, wait,
She
never
would.
mind, because I threw
Well-
them out.
Threw them out.
Right. So this is where
Oh
my
my
grievance
gosh.
comes in. That is an outrageous reaction.
It's not. Your
I'm
level,
going to be honest
that was just
with
a
you. I'm gonna be
stupid
honest
gift.
with you. I'm ready to rule on this. I'm ready to rule on this. I think that Z, your victory is in the immediate response of opening, but once that victory is earned, all other things are off the table. And at that point, if he wants to burn them, if he wants to do whatever he wants, I think
Thank
your
you, Your
gift
Honor.
is the reaction, and I'm going to side with Peepaw on the fact that once it's given, then he can do whatever he wants with it.
That's an outrageous way to treat a heartfelt,
That was
well
stupid.
thought out gift that was
Very
Dumb.
genuine.
paid for
Stupid.
by my sweat and my tears. Is
Your cameos.
wouldn't have covered these. These were a fine. These were
Yeah, they were
these
real
were fine garments.
fabric.
It was a fine fabric. It even had.
I would have liked one picture of Gibbe.
He wouldn't.
in
Even,
the
that's why I
pants.
said just take one picture with him. He wouldn't do it.
Oh God, he can't. No way.
No,
No chance.
Everybody knows
No.
it's a bit.
no.
He,
I was
no, I don't
was
think they do.
angry.
we were at that Browns Barkers Club, and they did not. They were not aware.
No,
unaware.
They were
no,
demanding. They
there
were
was
like, "Why is
nothing-
he wearing
There was
black?"
nothing about a bit
He was.
at that day. Bobby Cart
they
says
were
I
not
should
at
burn
it.
them. Bobby, if I still had them, I would burn
Where
them.
are they now?
I threw them out.
They're gone.
You know what
Gone.
Nana
Yeah,
said?
I side with Gibby on this.
You know what? Hold
Your
on a
joy-
second. You know what Nana said?
Your joy was in the initial giving.
That's
the
fine.
reaction,
But here's what I'm
that
saying.
win.
When you throw it out, like, this is the holiday season. It's a season for giving. There are people out there that probably need PJs, regardless of the team that is being, represented on those PJs.
so now-
You could have given
now
as
we
a
should have
Nana.
donated 'em?
Nana
Oh.
said he should have donated them to
Now-
the homeless.
Now Mother Earth over here
That's what
is
Nana
talking
just
about
said.
how generous
Nana
and
just
giving
said.
he is.
Yeah. Nana said it. She's not
God.
wrong. She's not wrong, Gibby.
She wants Gibby donated.
All right. Did you really throw them in the garbage, or did you give them to somebody?
I did not throw them away, but I don't own them anymore.
Okay.
There you go.
I don't own
Did
them.
you happen to
we're
give
being
them?
upfront?
Did you happen to give them to somebody that's in there right now?
I may have given them to one of the witches from the Salem witch trials.
Salem witch trial.
Is G-Man in there right now?
No,
Did you give him to G-Man?
I'm not commenting.
The
But
G-Man
I'm not.
strutting around
There
now.
was no way in hell that I was doing anything with them. I wasn't.
I
wearing
wanted
them
you.
for
This
a
is what I
fun
wanted.
little
If
photo
you want
This is what I
my,
want.
or any of this
I
other
wanted
crap.
you to take them home. I wanted you to show Monica. I wanted her to be furious and think
It would
it's
have been in
crazy.
our fire pit last night. I would have taken a picture and been burning them.
Feels a bit extreme,
Well,
but I
what
would have
would've
liked
been
at least
amazing-
one picture of you in them.
What would have been amazing is if Gibby, and here's what I want him in. I want him in duck boots, the
Yes.
Steelers pajama pants,
Yes.
shirtless, with the hat that Cousin Eddie is wearing when he's
Yes.
when he's getting rid of the septic.
With a beer
the
right in the zero
blank is
turn.
full.
With a beer right in the
beer,
zero
with a
turn.
beer and a zero turn.
Oh, God,
That's
it'd be
all
the
we
best.
wanted.
Just my big
That would've been
zero
unbelievable.
turn.
Yeah. You sitting on it with a beer, those
No.
pajama pants, some duck boots.
And shirtless.
I've got all of that. I just don't own anything from that team to the east.
Oh, that's
You know what I love about this town, though? So I figured that, like, we're pretty close proximity. I figured, like, if I went to a Dick's, that there would be someone would have, like, some. None had to have them shipped
That's
in.
right. That's how it should be.
Had to have them shipped in, which I respect. I like that.
Yeah, you'd have to. Where do you think is the line where you can get? Is it like Youngstown,
Youngstown for sure. Yes.
Warren area?
Yeah.
That's like where you
For
can
sure.
start to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to
Bernard
get a
would
love
tell Bernard would tell you that's the line of demarcation.
Yeah, yeah. That's the Youngstown is like Toledo is with the Ohio State-Michigan game. Youngstown is that for the Browns-Steelers rivalry.
I will say
Toledo
though,
sucks.
I love the holiday season. Not for getting gifts. I love giving gifts. I try to give very thoughtful gifts, and like that was a gift that I thought, from my heart, was
You are so full
capturing the essence
What
of
Eddie was
the man.
dumping in the sewer.
And I was really like, I worked hard to get it.
Oh, I bet you did.
I did.
Okay.
I did. Worked very
Great.
hard to get it.
That was dumb. That means you're even dumber.
You're a lot smarter than you look.
I am an
good.
ugly human.
That's
I am
good.
aware. I am on radio for a reason.
That is
You're
not
a
true.
handsome man, Gibby. What do you mean?
Devilishly handsome.
Yeah, you look great in those.
I tell my wife, keep drinking. It gets better as the night goes on.
oh my God.
What a line.
Oh,
What a line.
Gibby.
That's fantastic. Well, that's a good job.
Yeah.
So you guys assign. They go with assigned names in the gift exchange.
The
as opposed to,
debutante
like, drawing
arranged
numbers.
It's random. Yeah, that's like you get like a random thing that spins a wheel, and it said, "Give up." And I said, "Oh, I know what I'm getting."
I like that better than I don't like the white elephant thing.
No,
Or
and
the
I don't
one,
like. No.
I don't like the one where you just buy something, then you get a number, and then you can trade it and all that nonsense.
No.
Gibby's family has a cutthroat way of doing it.
We do. We have everybody that comes to Christmas, and right now I think I'm at 33 at my house on Christmas Day. That'll be fun.
Jeez.
It's not a day off, that's for sure. Everybody's got to bring at least 2 gifts that are valued at around $10. Okay?
Okay.
Now, sometimes the grandparents will wrap a $50 bill in a box or something.
Okay.
I mean, there's
Yeah,
bigger
yeah.
ticket items, but the
Sure.
rule is it's got to be something practical. It can't be junk. Don't walk in with junk because then you get made fun of by everybody at the party.
Yeah.
All the gifts go in the middle. They're all wrapped. Okay.
Okay.
Big circle, 2 sets of dice, 7-11 doubles. You get a 7-11 or a double, you take a gift out of the middle. You go all the way around until all the gifts are taken. Okay? Then everybody opens all the gifts. You might have 5 gifts, you might not have any if the dice weren't good to you.
Oh my gosh.
So then you show off everything. Like, this is what I have, this is this is
Yeah.
that, blah, blah, blah. And then I put 5 minutes on the clock. 7-11 doubles, you can steal.
Oh my God.
and it is full on.
I know.
Bodies.
It's like
flying.
exactly what Gibbe wants, right? Chaos.
Everybody that's
Chaos.
over the age of 60 has an assigned runner. Like the grandparents get into it. Everybody's into it, and everybody fights for all these things.
That's pretty cutthroat. That is.
But it's awesome. It's a ton of fun, and it's the one thing everybody looks forward to. That and left, right, center. We'll play a little left, right,
left,
center.
right, center is a fun game.
Great game.
Gosh, that's tremendous. Great stuff. All right. Well, I think we got that sorted. That's a great job out of you to track that down. The reaction in that room had to be pretty great.
I opened
especially
it,
those
I was
who
like,
didn't know the
you
bit.
have got to be kidding me.
Yeah, it was great.
The anger that I had to hold back.
The crazy thing is you didn't even think it was that I gave it to you at first.
I
You thought it was somebody else, which I was
didn't
like,
know what to think.
It's amazing.
I was like, I can't believe
So
what
floored.
Like the owner is right around the hall, and I'm opening this. This is not a great decision today, kids.
Unfurling it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they're
What's
big. They're
not
big
great
PJs,
about
right?
it?
I mean, they're.
Yeah, that's right.
And then the crazy thing is, Gibbe was so kind, I think, flustered by the gift.
I was.
He was like leaning on the wall and knocked the wall down.
No. Zagura took down a wall.
He knocked down a wall.
Production.
Yeah.
Yeah, Connor knows.
What's
Z
Connor
took
doing
down
here?
An entire wall.
Connor, what are you doing here? What's Connor? Is he here to come
He's
participate?
assisting Jordan.
Does he want to come sit down? Get a microphone?
He's good.
That's great. That is great. The Browns hit the practice field. They did so today at 12:35 with Dorian Thompson-Robinson at quarterback. Some injury front on the Bengals side of things. I don't think they have anything serious. I think it's all other than what's finite.
The one
I
that
think-
popped up yesterday that the Bengals writers were saying was a surprise was Geno Stone, the safety.
Okay.
Yeah, he
appearing.
popped up on the injury report. He leads the team with 3 interceptions, so that could be a big one. But we'll see if he went limited yesterday. That means and then goes no practice today. That could mean that he got hurt in practice, so they call it limited.
Yeah.
And then today, if he goes to DNP, then I would be concerned.
Okay. There you go. He's had a tough year down there. He finally had a pick six last week, but it's been a tough year for him.
It's been a
They
tough
were
year for
hoping
their
he would
defense.
solidify
I mean,
things.
let's be
Yeah.
honest about it.
It is a matchup day here on the program. We will get to both sides of the matchup coming up as we go along. What did you make of this athletic story out of New York?
Thank goodness. First of all, Madden, the gift that keeps on giving. We wouldn't have Jerry Judy if it weren't for Madden, which is unbelievable. And I can tell you that I was talking to a luminary in our organization, and we were talking about Jerry Judy. And I was like, kind of, do you think he's outplayed? Are you happy? How happy are you that he's outplayed his Madden rating?
Right.
And the person had no idea what I was talking about.
Oh, they didn't.
No, and then I let them in on the secret, and it was as if I had told them that I was an alien. Was their reaction to that news?
I'm going to be honest with you. This doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise. Okay, hold on a second. What happened in the locker room with the game balls and that doesn't.
Hold on. Should we tell people what happened for those who maybe don't know? I'll tell you what happened. So,
Yes, do that.
The Athletic wrote a story today.
Wasn't it
there's
Rossini?
Several writers contribute on it. Dan and Rossini among them. It was, I think, Rosenblatt and Michael Silver.
Mike Silver.
Yeah, and so the Athletic dropped this story from 3 of their writers. Michael's a national NFL writer from a long time, used to be at SI. Diana's kind of their national insider, and then I think Rosenblatt is the local beat guy with the Jets. So according to among other things, and this thing was inflammatory on a lot of fronts, the story reports that the Jets were nearing the finish line on a deal to acquire wide receiver Jerry Jeudy from the Denver Broncos last offseason, but the trade fell apart when Jets owner Woody Johnson nixed the idea over Judy's player rating in the Madden NFL video
That's right.
game, according to multiple team and league sources.
Okay. Did you see what Jerry Judy tweeted out today?
I did not.
Jerry Judy said, "I blame Ocho Cinco, who was involved in Madden ratings," which is amazing. I thought that was very well played by Jerry Judy. I was quite pleased with that. He's been
Do you
great.
remember, and I know that you do, the Hall of Fame game when we played the Jets when Hoff went in?
Yep.
Do you remember, because the other thing in this story is that the reporting is that his 2 teenage sons have a ton of sway in the facility.
Well, and part of that is the Madden thing. They almost, one of the reports was they almost didn't get a free agent guard who's been very good for them. Simpson, I think was his last name, because they didn't like his awareness rating in Madden.
Yeah. This is all in the reporting.
Yeah. This is real. This isn't, we're not joking anymore.
No. This is all, yeah. When I saw him on the field, when I saw Woody on the field at the Hall of Fame game, first of all, I assumed they were his grandsons because he's 77. So he's in his mid-70s at the time of the Hall of Fame game, and these kids are like 12, 13-year-olds, 14 years old, something like that. And I assumed incorrectly that they were his grandsons, and instead they are, in fact, sons.
You have a 13-year-old.
I do, today. Happy birthday, NBC.
Oh, baby. NBC.
But the way that I saw the interaction with them, it seemed like they were grandkids who their grandpa gave them whatever they wanted, is the way it seemed to me. Now that I have the context that he is dad, it's even more alarming.
Well, yeah, there was after Ulbricht's first win.
For a grandparent to spoil grandkids. That's their job.
That's their job.
And to let them do all that type of stuff. It's another thing for the parent for that to be the case. And that appears to be what's happening here.
Yes. So the story in one of the post-game stories was that Aaron Rodgers had planned to present Jeff Ulbrich with a game ball for his first win, and that one of these kids took the game ball and actually gave it to Garrett Wilson instead. And everybody was not pleased with that.
Jeez. Crazy.
That story is wild. I mean, the fact that a Madden rating is influencing a trade. I mean, if I'm a Madden rater, I got to be feeling pretty good, and I would call Woody and say, "Hey, why don't you just hire me as the GM?"
Be easier.
You like my ratings?
I can tell you where all these guys rate.
Tell you everything.
What do you want to know?
I got it for you. It is a bonkers story. Absolutely,
it really is
bonkers.
It is. Did you see the trailer for the Jerry Jones Netflix stock?
No.
That dropped today as well.
Oh man.
Now he's a full participant in it, so I'm guessing this is going to be like the one with New England where they acted like Bill Belichick didn't exist.
Okay.
So I'm guessing it'll be sports washing at its finest, but if it's a little bit like the Vince McMahon one, if I get a little bit of truth in there, it might be worth it.
Yeah. I mean, he's certainly a compelling figure. I wonder if Gibbe will show up. Got a cameo in Hard Knocks. Maybe he'll show up in a bus scene.
You guys are both featured prominently in Hard Knocks. Your voice and Gibbe's Punim.
It's a beautiful Punim.
Yeah.
My silhouette.
No, that was your face.
No,
that was flesh.
Full frontal, baby.
Yeah.
Yikes.
You said it, baby.
Hey, now.
Yeah. It's wild. A lot of wild news out there today. Yes, I now have a teenager, as you mentioned.
Congrats.
NBC is 13 years old today. So he is off at school. Bootsy is off at school. Beamsy is not. We had what we thought was what was diagnosed as an ear infection that has now spread to something else entirely. So who knows? I'm at the point now where this time of year, I was talking to my wife about this. I don't know that we've had like a completely non-sick Christmas break ever. I just don't know if it's happened.
It's tough.
You go to 1,000 Christmases, all the youth sports. I just don't think you can come out of it unscathed.
No, I remember one year when I was a kid, look, my dad was so sick, didn't even get to participate in Christmas. Felt like he was on his deathbed, and unfortunately he's okay. But yeah, it's tough, and nobody wants to be sick around Christmas. He's got 6 days. No. He'll be fine. It'll be through him. The question is, does it get from him? Does it go?
It's the domino effect.
Well, right. We've seen what Gibbe has done, infecting the G-Man. He's infected Tequila Fila.
Yeah. So, yeah, it can spread quickly. So
I do.
We'll see
you
how
infected them with your Steelers fandom.
Did you see the video? They all have it now.
Sad.
So
you're saying which?
G-Man.
Which?
Tell G-Man I want to see him
G-Man?
with the picture in those pants.
G-Man.
That's what I want to see now.
Get G-Man over here.
G-Man in those pants, duck boots, and the I need you in those pants, duck boots, and the Eddie from Christmas Vacation hat.
Can you do that for us, G-Man? Are you the owner of the pants?
No.
You gave him
Very
the
stern
tequila
shaking of
fila?
the head. No.
Get tequila fila in here. I'm texting him right now.
I mean, Gibby, I told you yesterday they're in the dumpster.
No. We know that's not true. He's fessed up to it. So if you have the pants, now's the time. Okay, turns around to look at Gibby.
Turns around to
that's
look at his
classic.
master.
Yeah.
G-Man is to Gibby what Buddy Garrity is to me.
Yes.
A loyal, obedient.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
You call him a dog?
I said he's just what Buddy Garrity is to me.
Just had a
Loyal and obedient.
I think my villain arc might be about to start now.
It feels that way.
Oh, my God.
It feels
Be
that
careful.
way. Careful, G-Man.
Careful what you
G-Man,
wish
we've
for.
tried to welcome you in with
That
open
can go
arms.
south in a hurry.
Yeah, you don't want
Be
that.
walking around Indy with a chain and a turtleneck with nobody to talk to. It can happen quick.
The snap of the fingers, G-Man.
Go
So,
real
G-Man,
quick.
I'll ask you one more time. Do you have the pants? Oh, man, I think he's about to
I think
produce
we know
them.
the
I think he's
answer.
about to produce them. There they are.
Oh.
There they are. He's got
There
them.
they are.
All right.
Look at those things.
We need a picture in them.
Don't
need a
ever
picture
take
of
a picture in this building. And
Not in this building. No, no. Get those out of this building, quite frankly. See? It's the
You're
peepaw
the one who
effect.
brought him in.
He'll be working
Because
in a
I
soup
love you, dude.
kitchen
That
by
should
the end
tell
of the day
you.
if he gets
That should tell you right
You
there
live on
how
a-
much I love you.
Throne of lies.
I don't sit on a throne of lies. I don't smell like beef and cheese. I smell like Santa.
Those are your hot topics of the day, presented by University Hospital's official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. We'll hit the matchup side of the day. The defense coming up. Force defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz. You'll hear from him. We're off and running. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Bally Bet, sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ASPN Cleveland. Kid involved with the Dog Pound? Pretty simple. Join Junior Browns backers, presented by University Hospitals Rainbows Babies and Children's in association with Cardinal Credit Union, the official kid clubs for kids aged 4 to 12. Join Junior Browns backers and purchase our premium membership by December 31st. To score an invite to our premium members only event, visit juniorbrownsbackers.com to learn more. Now we head to the podium, presented by Vivid Seats. Purchase your official fan experience package today for the ultimate game day. Defensive coordinator Jim Schwarz.
When it's all said and done, you got to hold them to less points than you score, and wish we could have held them to a couple field goals after some of those plus territories, and made it a one-score game at the end. Felt as pressed to try to make a play on offense and maybe not turn it over. So good things always is, bad things always are, but I'm certainly not looking for consolation prizes.
A couple, I don't know if it was the last game or the game before that, Burrow targeted Chase 18 times. How does the defense allow that to happen?
I don't know. I mean, I had Calvin Johnson, and he was doubled like every single play, and I think it was New Orleans, had like 280 yards. So, Miles gets double teamed on just about every play, and still has double-digit sacks. What's that?
Chase doubled a lot in that game?
Everybody has their little versions of it, and Burrow has the ability to fit balls in, even if you do, take it away. Going back to our first game, I thought our guys did a pretty good job of holding down. We let our guard down on one play, a single high play in the fringe, and caught a fade stop for a touchdown. And, and then we had the third down where caught a slant, Higgins caught a slant and scored. And on that one, we had Chase doubled on that one. So it's not so much holding one player down, it's holding the offense down. And, whoever it is in there, Higgins, he's leaning on his running back a little bit more now, Chase Brown. He's a smart quarterback, goes. And I think one of the things that's happened over since we played them the first time, you're seeing Burrow extend more plays and make more plays with his feet. Early in the season, that really wasn't part of what they were trying to do. But as they've been trying to outscore opponents and things like that, he's taken a little bit more. He's taken some hits as a result. So we got to limit his scrambling also.
About Miles getting poked in the eye and how frustrating that was, that wasn't called.
Well, I mean, I'm sure nobody was doing that on purpose. It's just like on defense, you get a face mask. I mean, 99% of them, nobody's trying to get a face mask. The guy has hands that get high, and you poke somebody in the eye. I mean, that guy's not a dirty player. He wasn't trying to do that on purpose. But it did affect us. I mean, obviously, on that play, the quarterback was able to extend the play for a long time, and we had really, really good coverage. But, when it ends up, you're rushing basically three guys there. Somebody's going to break open. So it did affect us in the game, and it affected us a little bit toward the end. There were some times we wanted to move Miles over to the left side, but felt like he couldn't get off and really key the ball that side with whereas I was. He came back and did what he could for us, and we still pressured at a really high rate last week. Didn't get any sacks, but held Mahomes, I think, to his lowest career completion percentage. We had one of the highest pressure rates that KC's given up in last 3, 4, 5 years, whatever it is. So Miles did a lot in that game, but obviously losing him for that play and that extension, it certainly affects us.
Denzel Ward said he would love to be shadowing Chase in this game. And considering you got two young guys next to, left at cornerback, is that a possibility?
Yeah, it's always possible, and we'll have stuff where he's on him, we'll have some stuff where he's not. He shadowed Worthy a lot last week. Thought he really did a good job handling that. That was a matchup they were relying on Worthy for a lot of those plays down the field, and one of the things that we struggled with a little bit earlier in the year was some big plays allowed in the passing game. And KC certainly took their shots. They kept trying to get these balls down the field, and our guys were there to defend them. And Denzel had a lot to do with that. So, again, this isn't a game, though, that you can just take one player out. You can take Chase out, and, they have good players around, and they got a quarterback that knows what he's doing. And like I said, a quarterback that can make some plays with his feet, too. So it's going to take a team effort on defense. But, Cam stepped in, hasn't played a lot of outside corner for us. Stepped in and, did an admirable job. And, Miles Harden had his first real playing experience, hadn't played for a month. Some mixed results, but, those guys battled.
Jim, now this might be a tougher challenge with Burrow and those receivers without Emerson and Newsom.
Well, we'll see where MJ goes as he's working through. See if he's available to us, and if he is, then it's good to have a good player out there, and he gives us a good size matchup too for guys like Chase and Higgins on the outside part of the field, and we'll just see where those guys get us. We'll have a plan, whoever's available to us.
About Burrow a ton, and you guys had some good success against him even in the first game. But I think it's 3 touchdowns in 6 straight games. Some crazy.
Yeah, scoring a lot of points.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, what's he doing even maybe better now than he has in his career, besides the scrambling that he did?
Well, I mean, he's always been a scrambler. His mobility and ability to extend plays has always been, an asset for him. But it's also maybe sometimes led to some injuries and some of the things that he's had. Quarterbacks feel tremendous responsibility to score a touchdown on every single drive and things like that. And his command, he gets rid of the ball quickly, recognizes blitz. He's really good against the blitz. And, he knows where to go with the football. He's seen a lot of things people do to try to take one receiver out. He knows where his answers are. Good command of the run game. They're not running it at a high percentage, but they're running it effectively and, playing to their strengths a little bit. So, it's a challenge every week, but particularly when you got a guy like Burrow, you got a guy like Chase out there, we're going to have to play our best.
Off of that, the way they've run the ball effectively, just what have you seen out of Chase Brown for them? And as he's the last few weeks, as he seems to have gotten going a little bit more and becoming more of a key piece.
Yeah, a lot of plays he's made has been in the scramble game. He made a couple plays last week, scored a touchdown on an extended play scramble by Burrow, and another time there was an extended play, and he broke open down the field, and Tennessee got a DPI on the play. Has really good feet, really good speed, hits the hole really fast. And he's been increasing in his production in the passing game. Good player.
Has historically destroyed their left tackle, no matter who it is. It looks like Cody Ford will be back there for them. Do you see? What about that matchup?
Yeah, I'm in favor of that. Yeah, I mean everybody has a plan. They've been using a lot more tight ends in the backfield, particularly on third down. There's a lot of third downs where there's no running back in the game, and they're using their tight ends to protect and to chip and help them in blitzes and also help versus edge rushers. So it's not just going to be a one-on-one battle. It'll be coverage. It'll be beating protections. It'll be winning one-on-one matchups. Sort of the way it always is.
All right, there you go, defense coordinator Jim Schwartz from the podium. All right, time to do a little bit of the matchup, and for that we head to the strength versus strength matchup of this game on Sunday. That is our defense versus a Bengals offense that is as good as any in the National Football League. For the specifics, we turn it over to Dr. Z.
No, you're exactly right. They are as good as any in the league. Joe Burrow leads the NFL in attempts, completion, yards, and touchdowns Jamar Chase leads the NFL in receptions, receiving yards, receiving touchdowns, total touchdowns. They even had a kick return touchdown against us last time from Charlie Jones. Chase Brown's got 1,150 total yards and 11 touchdowns of his own at running back. And, yeah, they're good. All they got to do is give Burrow time. But guess what? He's also been very good at extending plays. When he's under pressure, it doesn't matter. Joe Burrow simply has been sensational this season. They've scored 27 points in 6 straight games. 27 points in 6 straight games. Browns scored 27 points twice all season. Both of those were wins over Baltimore and Pittsburgh, respectively. Yeah, I don't know how we match up with them, I'll be honest with you. To play man, that means either Cam Mitchell or Miles Harden is going to be on T. Higgins or Jamar Chase. Those feel like not good matchups for us. So I don't know if we have to play a little bit more zone in this game, a little more shell. We are a middle-of-field close, single-high team. Do you change that this week and try to contain there? Do you let, Chase Brown nibble at you all day and just say, okay, fine, we're going to let you run the ball, but we're going to try to stop the coverage? I don't know how you're going to. I think this is a very difficult matchup. I think the only way to win this game is wait for it, deep, outscore them. And I know, yes, you have to score more points than the opponents to win, but I mean, I feel like it's a race to 30. You have to play this game. I'm almost here, even though I think he's a Pro Bowler, maybe even a first-team All-Pro, Corey Bojorquez. I almost think that this is like a no-punt game. We have to every time we have the ball, you have to have points. You got to think about it. I think as long as you're in a reasonable part of the field, 4-down territory, because they're going to score.
By the way, couple little injury notes. Myles Garrett not practicing, but it feels like a rest day.
Okay.
Njoku not practicing. Shelby Harris not practicing. All were on the field before practice, then walked inside. Good news. MJ Emerson returning to practice today.
Well, we've had Cedric Tillman at practice for a whole
week,
and it still didn't matter for his availability with the protocol. So you're hopeful that MJ Emerson, I think, would be very important to have him back in this game just because of his size with T. Higgins. It at least gives you an opportunity against him. Otherwise, I think you're going to – This could be a very, very difficult – this is a tough matchup for anybody to stop this team right now. I think it could be an incredibly difficult matchup for us right now, given how limited we are in the secondary.
If you just look at – go ahead.
I have Bengals updates that just dropped from Ben Baby 1 minute ago.
Go.
T. Higgins, limited at yesterday's practice with a rest knee designation, not out on the field today.
Okay.
Alex Kappa in uniform for today's practice. Orlando Brown Jr. doesn't look like he's practicing today for the Bengals, but he was on the field.
The last team to limit them offensively, win or loss, was the Eagles.
And we held them to 14 offensive points.
Right. They won 21-14 here. But the next week they played the Eagles, and the Eagles held them to 17. From that point on, it's 41, 34, 27, 38, 27, 37.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So you got to score.
That's what I'm saying.
A lot.
Yes, you are going to win this game not by limiting them. You're going to win this game by outscoring them. I would be very surprised if you were going to win this game 17-14. I think you almost, in my mind, for the Browns to win this game, given all the injuries on defense. Now, we have a chance, I think, to really disrupt them up front with Miles and Mike Hall, but it really feels to me like if you're going to win this game, that dominance has got to come from your offense's ability to score. Like, I think you need 30. Now, I do think that maybe there's a better chance for us here with MJ. If you could get MJ and Tillman back, obviously that would be great, but you're going to have to score points in this game, bottom line.
Yes, you are. Good job out of you. For the first time ever, witness Inter Miami take on 2023 MLS Cup champion Columbus Crew. That's at Huntington Bank Field on April 19th. Learn more and sign up for pre-sale access by visiting huntingtonbankfield.com/crew versus Miami for more. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're brought to you by Valley Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Elk and Elk Serious Lawyer, serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK Ohio for a free case review. Elk and Elk's proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. Time for a little segment we like to call Guess the Scores with Dr. Z. You ready, buddy?
I think so.
There you go.
Is this thing on?
You're good.
What? So last week, what did we say? Did I get back to
Yeah, you won last week.
So I'm 7-8 right now then.
This is huge.
Yeah, this is a chance to get back to
You had a
500.
monster week.
Last week was a monster week. It was huge.
It was huge.
Huge. Some are saying the biggest
All
week
right.
ever.
But like we're going to
Not
day,
me,
we're
but
going
some.
a day later. Things are a little more finite.
Yeah. Yep.
Not one word of lie.
Not one word of a lie. Not one word of a lie.
None.
No. We're gonna stay
All
hot
right.
today.
All right, we begin tonight, Thursday Night Football. We were flexed out. Remember, this is the
BS.
replacement.
Did you guys read?
Broncos at Chargers.
Did you guys read the article about how like upset fans are, or that ruin their travel plans and ruin their like ability to see this game and all of that?
People do not. I think it's time for fans to realize that sports at the highest level does not care much about what is happening at the tickets, and it's all about TV. That's just where we're at. So there's not a whole lot of consideration given to it. No, but doesn't surprise me.
Yes.
Broncos at Chargers.
Chargers minus 2.5.
Got it.
Let's go. Ooh, that wasn't a lot of confidence behind that one.
All right, we head to Saturday. This is the Roger Goodell. You want to schedule a little college football on a Saturday in December? Wait till you get a load of me.
Can I
starts
ask?
at 1 o'clock.
Can I ask this? Like, college football's got their little playoff going. The NFL's decided to trample all over it. Why is the NCAA playing major college non-conference games on Saturday?
In basketball?
Yeah.
Because that's why the college football games in the afternoon are on Turner. They're not on ESPN. They're on Turner because they were contractually obligated for all of this college basketball stuff. Because no one at the College Football Playoff Committee bothered to ask anybody or have any sort of common sense or loyalty to anything other than the bowls.
Yep.
They did this also that the Rose Bowl could host a game on New Year's Day and the Sugar Bowl could host a game. I mean, that's why they did it this way. It's so ridiculous.
Yes.
Utterly absurd.
Absurd. By the way,
Texans. Go ahead.
I feel like Gibbe's jumping in here trying to get me thrown off. I was in a good rhythm. I'm 1 for 1. He comes in like William H. Macy, the cooler.
That's what I do, buddy. That's what I do.
Texans at Chiefs.
What about Steelers Ravens? Did we do that one?
I haven't done, that's the late game.
Oh, okay.
We're going chronologically in order.
Oh, you're doing well. I'm just looking at the piece of paper that was given to me, and that's not the order. Okay. Texans at Chiefs.
Yeah.
NBC.
Ooh, who's playing quarterback?
I would say it looks very much like Patrick Mahomes is.
Yes.
Chiefs minus 6.5.
Chiefs minus 3.5.
There we go. That's what I'm here for.
The afternoon game. Steelers at Ravens. This one's on Fox, which is exactly where an AFC title bout ought to be played.
If my memory serves, the Steelers were 5.5 last week at Philly. If that's right. It is right.
That's correct.
That is who
Yep.
I did have that. How about that? Well, how about it? Are the Ravens valued as much as the Eagles right now that haven't lost since the bye? Maybe not. Ravens minus 3.5.
Ravens minus 6.5.
Huh?
Yeah.
There's some numbers. There's some scores here.
6.5. So they're saying,
Yeah.
wow.
That is no
Hold on a second. Didn't
Pickens,
the
and we don't
Steelers
know
beat
what's
them
going
already?
on.
They
That's
did.
no Pickens, and we don't know what's going on with Watt.
But Pickens is practicing.
Did he practice? Because he didn't practice yesterday.
He was out there. Brooke Pryor had a video of him on the field in a uniform. I don't know. Could be. I don't know. It's a big number. All right, you ready for Sunday?
Yes.
I'm just going to go off of the ESPN slate because that's what I have in front of me.
Okay.
Browns at Bengals.
Bengals minus 8.
Got it. Bengals minus 7.5. All right. We head to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. This is the debut of Michael Penix Jr. They are taking the New York Football Giants on.
Falcons minus 3.5.
Falcons minus 9.
I don't know where that
We
number's
haven't even
coming
seen
from.
this guy play quarterback.
Dude,
and
it's
the
gone
Falcons
up.
barely beat the Raiders.
The original score we
This
had
was
was
8.
8.5 this morning.
Yeah, I was going to say it was 8.5 or 8 this morning when I picked. Yeah, that's a lot.
By the way, the Falcons are gutless.
They are. Detroit at Chicago. Detroit at Chicago.
Lions minus 7.
Got it. Lions minus 6.5. All right, good job to you.
Falcons minus 9? Like that wouldn't even have,
That's right.
that never would have occurred to me.
Of course it wouldn't have. No.
So that means they have to
Lucas-
cover. That's craziness.
Yeah.
Penix is going to go nuts.
Titans, and then imagine the questioning. Titans at Colts in Indy. This is a Mason Rudolph experience.
And the Colts are pretty much out of it, right?
They're
loss-
hanging on by a thread.
That loss to Denver, I think, kind of took them out of it, didn't it? No?
No,
I think they
they're
still have the
still in.
tiebreaker over Cincinnati. I think they're still in it.
But Cincinnati's not in either. Anyway, all right. Colts, this feels Vegas zone to me. Colts minus 5.
Colts minus 3.5.
Perfect.
Are you joking?
This is awesome.
Yeah. Mason Rudolph effect,
Make
baby.
that one make sense.
It's just got to be Rudolph. Rudolph was decent last year for the Steelers.
Yeah, but he's started
Rams.
games this year and has not been good.
Rams. Did you see that they're in that same story? They refer to these guys these investors with Woody Johnson as the Bobs, like Office Space.
Oh, my God, that's amazing.
Rams at Jets. Rams at Jets.
Rams minus 3.
Got it. Good job to you.
Thank you.
All right. Staying at 1 o'clock. Philly at the Commies. Philadelphia at the Commies.
Big game for the Commies. Got to keep scoring. Got to keep winning.
Philly
Yeah.
minus 3.5.
Got it exactly.
All right. 5 and 4. Take that, Gibby.
Take that. Finish out the 1 o'clock slate. Arizona at Carolina. Yeesh.
Arizona minus 3.
It's 5. And I think that's too rich.
So they're saying that
All right.
Arizona's 8 points on a neutral field would be an 8-point over Dallas?
I don't know. I don't buy that.
'Cause
Vikings
wasn't
in
last
the
week
4 o'clock.
Carolina was a 3-point home favorite over Dallas. Now they got smoked.
They were. Yeah.
Ooh, luminaries.
4 o'clock window now. Minnesota at Seattle.
Minnesota at Seattle. Question, do we know, is Geno Smith quarterback or is it Sam Howell?
I don't know. And I don't know if this – I think this line makes it seem like that's in question.
Vikings minus 6.5.
Not that much in question.
All right, Vikings minus 4.5.
3.
Nope, so I wouldn't have got it no matter what. That's it? 3?
Yeah.
That seems crazy to me.
Patriots at the Buffalo Bills. New England Patriots at the Buffalo Bills.
Bills minus.
I need this one. I need this one.
Bills minus 14.5.
Got it. Bills minus 14.
I didn't know if it was going to be 14 or 17. I really thought 17 was in play.
It very much could have been, yeah. This one at 425. Good luck. Jacksonville at the Raiders. You could convince me of about 50 different ways you could look at this thing from a line standpoint. Jacksonville at the Raiders.
I vote to stab myself in the eyes and not watch this if I'm a fan of either one of those two teams.
I mean, this.
Can I just ask one
awful.
question? Is it a pick 'em?
It's not a pick 'em.
Okay, thank you. Jags minus 1.5.
Vegas minus 1.5.
Vegas hasn't
Again, you
won
could've
since like October. Maybe when they beat
Yeah,
us.
I can't
Frankly.
believe
You could
that.
convince me of anything in that game.
I can't
That's 3
believe
and 11,
that.
2 and 12.
Vegas has lost 10 in a row and they're favored.
Can't believe
Yeah.
that.
It's crazy.
Well, that's because.
By the way, you're listening to WKNR 850 ESPN Cleveland, a Good Karma brand station.
They don't
All right,
want to win
425.
though. That Vegas
No,
doesn't
none of
want
them
to win
do.
that game.
That's what. Yeah, I don't know. 425. We close it out in Miami. This is a rematch of the '84 Super Bowl. This is the 49ers and
38-16.
the Dolphins.
38-16
Yep.
that day at Stanford Stadium.
Yep. I got that with my SI. My very first SI subscription came the NFL Year in Review, and it was that one.
Oh baby, I had a VHS of this game that I wore out. Loved it.
They're both 6 and 8. Wildly disappointing teams.
Niners minus 2.5.
Miami minus 1.
No, I would never have gotten that.
No. All right, 8:20 now. The Sunday night football game. Bake and the Bucks at the Boys in Big D.
Bucks minus 6.5.
Bucks minus 4.
Ugh.
I would have went where you were too. I like the Bucks in that one.
That score
you
has
can just-
changed because I had it at 5 and then 4.5. So it's continued to go the other
Gone
direction.
down. I would have it go the other way. It screams Bake peacocking around in Texas to Mike Evans, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Screams that to me.
And didn't you hear that they asked Bake about, is Mike Evans thinking about the 1,000 yards? He goes, not as much as I am. So he has the football. He gets to decide where it goes. It's going to go to Mike Evans, which is
sure
good for
is.
one of my fantasy playoff teams and bad for the other because one I have him and one I'm going against him.
All right, finally, Monday Night Football. Saints at Packers.
Packers
Saints at Packers.
Packers minus 13.5.
You got it. Packers minus 14.
Yeah, 7 and
There you
9. Not enough.
Not enough this
There were a
week.
couple bad ones. There were a couple. That's tough. That was a tough. Like
That's a
the
tough week, buddy.
The Ravens being as big as they are against the Steelers, I didn't see that coming. The Raiders being favored over the Jags, didn't see that coming. The Vikings barely being favored over the Seahawks, I did not see coming.
No. No.
Cardinals
There's some
Panthers
strange
didn't make
ones.
Cardinals Panthers didn't make a lot of sense either.
Nope. I agree with you. Very, very odd week. All right, second hour of the program coming up next. We will do the other side of the matchup. It is a mailbag edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. Get your questions into Gibbe, and we will answer those. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. And do yourself a favor, boost your game day this season with the Bally Bet Sportsbook app. Place your first bet at $25 or more, and you get $150 back in bonus bets. Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Time to head from the podium. Presented by Vivid Seats, purchase your official fan experience package day for the ultimate game day. Here's your starting quarterback, Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Well, what you're reacting to being named the starter?
I mean, super excited, obviously, finally getting another opportunity at this thing, and just happy to be up there. To be able to get a full week of reps of practice and then go out there in the game and lead these boys the right way. So,
Dorian, what do you think you're better at today than a year ago at this time?
From a year ago at this time, a whole lot. Didn't know much coming into this thing about being a quarterback at a high level and getting to see guys like Joe, PJ, Deshaun, and now Jameis go in there and do his thing. Being able to take all these experiences and put them into one is kind of the player I'm making myself into today.
What do you want this week of work to look like with a full week of prep for a start?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same thing as when I got the full week of reps versus Steelers. Go in there, get the guys in and out the huddle, get to my right checks, get the guys in and out the right plays, get guys lined up, and really do things operationally to get guys in the right spot. So that's kind of the focus on the week, not trying to make it bigger than what it is or make the decision bigger than what that is, just going out there and doing my job.
Dorian, does it help that, I mean, you came in and got significant playing time the first time you guys played Cincinnati. How much does that help as you prepare to start against them this time around?
Yeah, you get some familiarity. Obviously, when you're playing a divisional opponent, this is now my fourth time breaking them down already in my 2 years. So, there's a lot of familiarity, especially with the scheme. They have the same defensive coordinator. So, pretty much same group of guys on defense, core guys. So, just trying to go over my old notes as well as just, watching up on what they do next.
So you and Kevin, 2 years now here, how much more comfortable are you under center? You didn't do much at UCLA, right?
Surprisingly, yeah, we did a little bit more than people expected at UCLA, and then I've come from a very balanced system in high school where we did a lot of under center. It's really just a center quarterback exchange, which we work every day, and making sure that I'm good with Poe. And being able to get the snap and everything like that. Other than that, there's not much else to it from being under center to gun. Maybe a longer drop, but about it.
What has it been like for you to see Sed kind of come into his own, especially over the second half of the season? And what would it mean if he's able to get back out there for you, just knowing the history you guys have?
Yeah, answer your first question, it's amazing to see his progression, especially when Jameis got in there and started feeding him the rock. Not only did the outside world see, but people internally in this building saw what he can do, and that he's a big asset for us offensively, both in the run game and in the pass game. And for him to finally understand what we need him as, being both a blocker and a big body receiver, I think it's helped him a long way. And then answer your second question, I mean, if I can get 19 out there, that's like bread and butter. It's clockwork. I already know what spots he's going to be in. He knows where the ball is going to be at. So it'll definitely make my job a lot easier.
Jordan, can you think about if you were nervous, how nervous you might have been before that Steelers start compared to how it might be different here now that you had a few times?
Yeah. I think just from who I am as a player, I always get the little jitterbugs throughout the week or whatever it is. I like being in big moments and big games. And as a quarterback, I love the ball being in my hands when it counts. So that's kind of what drives me. But in terms of just being nervous from then to now, obviously I'm a lot more comfortable with it now. Just getting my way around the building, knowing the guys, knowing how to talk to the guys. And kind of running things operationally like I've been talking about, as well as just going out there and playing my game. Don't have to do anything extra. Count on my feet when I can. And then other than that, just going through my reads and trusting what I see. So.
When you played in Denver last year, did you feel like you were finding a rhythm before you got the concussion?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I know we had a little mix-up on the two-point conversion with Amari. That kind of stalled us a little bit, but I felt like really picking up some good gains in that game, watching the tape again, and just trying to build off of that. Not trying to go back to, earlier this season with the Bengals and how I started that game, just trying to go in here with like I said, a full week's worth of reps and taking advantage of those. So.
Are you under the impression this is a week-to-week thing, and just what is your approach for these final 3 games?
Yeah, I'm focusing on the Bengals, that nickel scheme, that base scheme, and trying to break down that coverage right now. I'm not worried about anything other than this week. So.
I know you said yesterday James has sort of taught you a lot. You've learned a lot from him. What has your relationship sort of been like just how you guys have developed that sort of chemistry and friendship since you got the ability this spring?
Yeah, since he's gotten here, I had met Jameis when he's come through UCLA, my college days. I met him when he was at New Orleans. I took a top 30 visit there, and he chopped it up with me in the weight room when he didn't have to. So I think just from then on out, it's kind of always felt like an older to little brother relationship. And that's what it's been since he's been here. Like I said, the leadership qualities that he has, I've always admired, and now I've gotten to see it 24/7 and kind of use it a little bit in my own personality. And definitely the tips and tricks he's taught me along the way, which I can't spoil, but he's definitely helped me out a lot for sure.
Dorian, I was going to follow up about the ball security thing. Obviously, interceptions were, a big issue with Jameis, and you've thrown some interceptions. Your TD to interception ratio isn't what you want it to be right now.
Not even close.
So my question is, how do you go out there and play the kind of ball that you want to play while also not worrying about throwing an interception?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, it starts today. It started this morning. We got the install, and I got to make sure I'm very tedious in knowing exactly the intent of the play, who we're trying to get the ball to, and if he is not there or the second guy, I need to have an exit plan. I need to be able to get the ball out of my hand, whether that's out of bounds, down at somebody's feet, or past the line of scrimmage, or like I said earlier, using these legs. So that's really my main focus, is knowing the intent of the play and then having an exit plan if things don't go right. So.
Do you feel these last couple games are a chance for you to sort of audition yourself to potentially be the starting quarterback for this team?
Oh yeah. And best believe we're trying to take full advantage of it too. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna try and win these games. Like I said, not trying to look big picture, just taking it one play at a time. Focusing on my 1 to 2, the outlet. If it's in the run game, seeing the shell of the defense. If we got a check on, getting to the right check, just making it as simple as possible so that way when the game comes and the bullets are flying, my eyes are in the right spots. I'm not looking at the whole field. I'm looking at just one side and moving on from there. And then after that, they got to be able to deal with these legs. So I know what these can do, and we're going to have to use them when we can. So
he's so dang likable. Always has been. That's fun. That was a really fun availability. Oh, yeah, when asked if he was going to try to make it a statement for next year, you got to watch out for these legs. They're just fun. He's fun to talk to. He's a good dude.
He's a great guy, and, he's a great young kid, and it hasn't gone even this year when he's coming in relief. And I do think there's something to, a Case Keenum or a Josh McCown or even a Jameis, guys who have started a lot of games in the league, who have been around the league, they can come in the middle of a game where they didn't get any reps and be fine. I think it's really hard for a guy that's got 2 real starts under his belt to be able to do that. And so you haven't seen that so far. I really am hopeful that, this is a great matchup for him. This is a bad defense. Have a nice game here. Then you get Miami. Then you get Baltimore. And, you can build a little something. I still think that, he's not getting into the big picture, but I think the big picture is, can he show you that he is, the backup? And that's something that you've got in Dorian Thompson-Robinson, a guy who can win games for you whenever you need him to start. So I'm pulling for him. I've always liked him as a person. I do think he's a very talented kid, and I really hope that he's able to go out there and put it all together and have a great showing here against the Cincinnati Bengals.
All right, let's do the matchup, buddy. Our offense with Dorian Thompson-Robinson against a Bengals defense. This is the opposite of the other matchup in every way possible. We have struggled offensively, although we're better under Jameis. Not sure what to expect under DTR, but this Bengals defense is bad.
It is bad. It's a basic 4-man front. That's what they play. A lot of nickel. And that would be, the 4 down linemen, the 2 linebackers, and then their nickel. But they've had many injuries on the back end. They've lost Logan Wilson, who was their number 1 linebacker, so he's out. And then up front, Sam Hubbard now is out. So Trey Hendrickson, that's the guy you got to worry about. 12.5 sacks. They have as a team 25, so you do the math, 25 divided by 2 is what? It's 12.5. You're right. So he has as many sacks as everybody else on the team combined this year, and they just lost Sam Hubbard, who had a very good game against the Browns earlier this season. B.J. Hill is good up front as well. Linebacker Jermaine Pratt leads the team with 125 tackles, and then on the back end, you can get after all these guys. Cam Taylor-Britt's given up the most passing touchdowns allowed in the league. Their other starter, Josh Newton's a 5th rounder out of Cincinnati. Geno Stone has not had a great year. Mike Hilton is the nickel, but he's more of a run stopper. Guy's got 10 tackles for a loss. That's the second most on their team. And then Jordan Battle, their young 3rd rounder from a year ago, he's given up 85% completions and 144 rating in coverage. You can score on these guys. They are the number 31 scoring defense, 27.6 a game, 27 pass defense, 20th against the run, 29th total defense. They're 28th on 3rd downs, 31st in the red zone, 31st in goal-to-go situations, and they give up 22 first downs a game, 3rd most in the league. This is a bad defense. It's a bad defense. They cannot stop the pass. You've got to be able to exploit that. They're giving up 7 yards an attempt this season. This is a game where you offensively have got to be able to put points on the board. Bottom line, it's interesting. They're kind of middle of the road in terms of cover 1, cover 3. They will play some cover 2. They mix in some zones. They don't blitz a ton. They don't stunt a ton. They don't play in their base a ton. They're just kind of in that nickel. That's what they live in. This is a team that you can get after. They really are. They're not going to play a ton of man. I don't see how they possibly could play a ton of man in this one, but they are in, cover 1, cover 3 half the time. The rest of it is, middle of field open and zones over there. So you're going to get a lot of tells, I think, pre-snap from them. Pre-snap motions give you a lot, always have against Cincinnati, and hopefully we can take advantage of that, stress them, and, DTR can use his legs. He's averaging 10 yards a carry. Jerome Ford's averaging 5.2, and we can get this ground game going a little bit.
That is the hope. All right, Bo here for my friends at Jim Beam. This year, to celebrate Friendsmas, Jim Beam wants to share a little cheer. Purchase a bottle of any Jim Beam family brands. Receive a $10 rebate to use towards your holiday festivities. Whether you're getting together with friends at your favorite bar, buying ingredients for cocktails at home, or visiting the Jim Beam Friendsmas shop, Jim Beam is here to help you have the best Friendsmas ever. Visit JimBeamFriendsmasRebate.com to learn more and to redeem your $10. Jim Beam, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024, James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
Boost your game day this season with the Ballybet Sportsbook app. Place your first bet of $25 or more, and you'll get $150 back in bonus bets. Ballybet, an official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Browns. Nathan Segura very happy right now to be joined in studio by a man who needs no introduction. He's the fifth leading receiver in the National Football League this year. 70 catches, a career high 1,052 yards, 4 touchdowns, and we still got 3 games to go. He is Jeudy. Jerry, great to see you.
No, thanks for having me.
So you woke up this morning and you're like, Jeudy could be in the news today because I'm a 1,000-yard receiver. I'm top 5 in the NFL. But you were in the news today because of Madden ratings. And by the way, I want to thank the people at Madden because perhaps were it not for their erroneous ratings, you might be a Jet and might not be sitting here.
Yeah. You know, thanks to Chad, man. Appreciate Chad for not boosting my Madden rating. I'm glad I'm a Cleveland Brown.
I saw you tweeted out. You tweeted at Ocho Cinco, who I don't know if you know this, but was for maybe a week when Hugh Jackson was head coach, was a wide receiver coach here for maybe a week.
For real?
Yeah, he was here for a little bit. Always
crazy.
entertaining.
Yeah, I never knew that.
Yeah, how
That's
about it?
something different. Yeah,
Is that when you woke up? I'm sure your phone was blowing up, and you're like, "What?" And then you were. Like,
yeah, I woke up and I seen you know, a bunch of people just tagging me and sending me stuff about Madden rating, and I'm just like, this can't be real. This can't be real. But hey, I'm glad it worked out how it worked out.
Exactly. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And here you are with the Browns. And I know that, and I'll just preface it by saying this. I know, like when you had the 235 yards in your return to Denver, I know that you're over 1,000 yards. You would give all of them away to be having a winning season.
Oh,
so
for sure,
I know
for
that
sure.
that is your mindset. So everybody, that is the mindset. But you are having a great season. And for you, I know this is something that you wanted to be able to show the world ever since you were drafted at Alabama, drafted in the first round, that this is the kind of number 1 receiver you can be. So is that gratifying to you that you get traded for by the Browns team that wanted you?
Mm-hmm.
They reward you with a contract before the season. And then here you are now having the best season of your career.
Yeah, you know, it's truly gratifying for sure. You know, first few seasons were pretty frustrating, you know, but now that I'm here, a Cleveland Brown, you know, it's been the best year of my football career, even though we haven't been winning how I like, you know, but, you know, statistically wise, you know, it's been a career highs for me. You know, I'm extremely thankful, extremely blessed with the coaching staff, with my teammates, and just everybody to put me in this position to be successful.
Now, one of the things I noticed when we traded for you is that, no, you didn't have a 1,000-yard season in your career, but you look at your yards per target, and that's one of the things I like to look at, and you were right there with all the elite receivers in the league. I think you came in the season at 8.6 yards target. You had one season in Denver well over 9, which is an elite number. You're over 9 this year, and now I think you're at 8.8 for your career, but that's what the best in the league do. So the efficiency was always there. You just never were really kind of given the opportunities consistently to get here. I mean, the truth of the matter is when you're a receiver, you need help. Somebody's got to throw you the ball, and the line's got to block so that when you do get open, you can get the ball.
Yeah.
You can only control what you can control.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people don't really understand that playing receiver, you know, there's a lot of people you got to depend on. You think we just get open and we just get the ball and it just works like that. No, it's like certain play calls, it got to be against the right defense. You know, the quarterback got to get a right look. You know, the line got to block it up. You know, the quarterback got to make sure he look at you for the read. So it's a lot of little things that you know, a lot of people don't really understand, that to be a successful receiver that you got to do.
And there are plenty of times where you're the number 1 option, but then if you look at some of your big plays this year, I would have to imagine, I don't know, I'm not in the meeting rooms, but I feel like in New Orleans, the catch-and-run touchdown, probably the 44-yarder to start against Denver, I would say maybe even the touchdown against Steelers. You weren't the first option, but you still have to win anyway, and sometimes that progression gets to you, and that's where you hit real big plays.
Yeah. You know, that's how it works sometimes. Sometimes you the first option, sometimes you're not the first option. You probably, like the Saints game, I was the last option on that play, but Jameis and the line did a good job of holding on to their blocks. Jameis did a good job looking downfield and hitting me on the backside run. So, you know, it'd be like that sometimes.
But sometimes, you know, I think it's probably easy if you have quarterbacks that maybe don't get through those, that, you know, I'm the 4th option. I'm going to, you know, I got to conserve my energy a little bit. But now you win, and all of a sudden, hey, here comes the football.
Yeah, so, you know, with a guy with like the quarterbacks we have, you know, they always looking downfield to make plays and give their receivers the ball. So I learned, like, you all got to stay ready. You always got to stay open and run your routes 100% because you'll never know when it'll come to you.
As a receiver, I would imagine at times it's easy to get into your own head if, for example, let's say the ball isn't coming your way, even if you are winning, because as we talked about, a lot goes into that. But when you get on a stretch like you are the last 7, over 60 yards in every game, 49 catches, 776 yards, 3 touchdowns in a 7-game stretch, you does it kind of just the confidence that comes with, I know I'm getting the ball, I know I'm making plays, does it just kind of snowball and almost kind of have a way of manifesting itself?
Yeah, for sure. You know, like you say, if you know you're getting the ball, you know you're getting involved. It just makes you like 100 times better. Focus on like, oh, I got to get open this play. I got to do this right. I got to do this right because you got a chance to make a play. So, you know, other than like you not getting the ball, you don't get the ball till like the fourth quarter. You know, sometimes you get in your head and like, I'm going to run this route, but I know I ain't going to get the ball. But, you know, sometimes you get in your head like that. But, you know, being here, you know, you just always got to stay open, stay ready.
And I love that, you know, we in the game against the Steelers, you caught the touchdown, but then really there was a while where, I think only had one more target till we were into the second half. And I was saying on the broadcast, we got to get this guy the ball. I love that this past week against their zones, we kind of knew if we ran that little stack and you'd have that out underneath, and it was kind of like getting you just kind of a long handoff and getting you involved and getting your hands on the ball. And those things help. It's like a shooting basketball. Get a few buckets, get some easy looks, and gets you in the flow.
Get you a few touches, you know, get your rhythm going, you know, get your juice flowing, you know, and that's how you really get started, you know. It be hard sometimes when the receiver touch the ball fourth quarter. It be hard because, you know, you ain't touched the ball in so long.
You try to do too much.
You try to do too much, and, you know, you try to make something shake or something like that, you know, but, you know, you just got to always stay ready.
11 catches last week, a career high, but I would say that the thing that you probably got the most praise for after that game was your block on Jerome Ford's touchdown run.
Yep.
Chad O'Shea, I'm sure he tells you all the time, listen, big runs only happen with wide receivers blocking. And what I thought was so cool about that play and watching it back is you kind of had your block initially, found the ball carrier, but kept a hand on him. And then as soon as you saw him come, you did like a pirouette, man. You flipped in the second, had him, and then he ran right off your back for the touchdown.
Yeah. Jerome did a good job of, you know, making those cuts. So, you know, I made sure my guy wasn't the one making the tackle, you know, so Jerome could spray free. So, you know, Jerome did a good job of reading the holes. The line did a good job of, you know, opening it up for him. You know, we just, like you said, all the big runs happen when, you know, receivers get their block downfield. For sure.
Otherwise, it could be a 10-yard run, which is great. But if you want to go to a curtain call,
we need touchdowns.
We need touchdowns, absolutely. What do you get more credit for in the film room afterwards in your receiver room, for that or for dusting somebody and hitting a 70-yard post?
Definitely that. Definitely
that's
that.
what I figured.
You know, they the 70-yard post. You know, you're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of receivers don't block. So getting those blocks, that means a lot.
That was you and Mike Woods on that play. Both had big blocks that
sure.
allowed that run to happen. All right, 3 games to go here. You get the Bengals this week, and as an offensive player, when you go into a game, and the Bengals, they've scored 27 points in 6 straight games. You know this is a game where we're going to have to score to win this game. Does that get you excited when you know, okay, this could be a shootout, this could be a track meet?
Yeah, you know, the Bengals got a great offense over there. You know, like you said, they've been scoring a lot of points these past few weeks. You know, so I feel like the coaching staff got a great game plan to really put up points this week. So, you know, it's going to be exciting because, you know, it's going to be a shootout for sure.
Even though you don't play against each other on the field, when you go into a game where you're having a big season, and really since that 7-game stretch, the only person in the league that's got more receiving yards than you is also going to be on the field, Jamar Chase, who's leading the league right now in receiving yards, receptions, touchdowns, the Triple Crown. You don't go against each other, but is that when you're both on the field, does that kind of bring out the competitive juices? Like, all right, let's show everybody what we got.
Yeah, for sure. Even though we don't go against each other, you just know like that's one of the best receivers over there across not across from you, but on the other team. So you kind of have it in the back of your head like, hey, I'm kind of competing with the best receiver because, you know, just so you could really like show everybody what you're about. But you know, just playing against him is gonna be truly exciting for sure.
You guys came out same year? Did I have that right?
Nah,
he was
a year after me.
A year after you.
Yeah,
okay. Did you ever go against them, Alabama, LSU?
Yeah. I played against them, Alabama.
How did that go for you?
They got the win. They got the
win.
They got the win. It was a shootout though. It was a shootout game. Everybody, I feel like that game usually like pop around the social media with all the talent that played in the game, like Najee, Trayvon Diggs, me, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, Najee Harris, Tua. It was a lot of players.
On
that field.
Was Grant on the field that day?
Grant Delpit.
Yeah, right.
Grant Delpit. You know,
yeah.
it was a lot of. It was a good game. It was a good game. got the win, but
all right. Well, that was in their championship season, national title year.
Yeah, that year nobody
Burrow's going nuts.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild that you're like, I'm running into Burrow and Chase again.
yeah,
in the NFL. Do you guys still talk? Obviously, college is huge. And what do you think of this 12-team playoff?
I think I like it because it gives more teams opportunity really to fight for the championships. Yeah. More games. So I like watching football selfishly. So I get to watch more games. But it really gives teams more opportunity. So I enjoy that instead of just being what it was like 4 teams. So yeah.
What do you think about? Like you think about when you were in school before NIL. And I know that there would be benefits to having the NIL. Obviously, when you were in school, that would have been very nice for you prior to getting in the league. You'd been very well compensated for your services, which would have been great. But it's like now when I'm getting ready for games, it used to be like you're an Alabama guy. You went to Alabama, you stayed at Alabama, you played at Alabama. There would be some people that would transfer, but now you've got really good players who, by the time they get to the NFL, could have played for 3 schools. Does that kind of change? I know there's so much loyalty to your college program, but I wonder if in the future it's not going to feel the same as it did for you guys. Were kind of the last generation of great players that would be in one school the whole time.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what's changing the game, but also I feel like that's what making college football more competitive because
it's leveling it out.
Yeah, it's leveling out because somebody that just left Alabama was like at a smaller school, but now these smaller schools being teams like Alabama and stuff like that. So there's different players everywhere. You don't know where all the good players not on one team now. So I feel like that kind of helps the game with just the competitive nature. But at the same time, I kind of feel like it destroys the game that well because you just don't. You're not going to stick it out with your team. As soon as you don't get your opportunity, you're ready to leave. Like my freshman year, I didn't really get to play, but what if I would have left? I wouldn't be who I was my sophomore year, my junior year. So that's the only thing for real.
Yeah, we can't have Vanderbilt going out there doing things that we're not used to doing. We can't have that.
That's what I'm saying. Vanderbilt being Bama. Come on,
man.
Come on now. Stuff like that happening now. So,
Jerry, we are so happy for you. Great season. So happy that Ocho Cinco played a role in getting you here to the Cleveland Browns. So
thanks again, Ocho.
Jerry Jeudy, 1,000-yard receiver, looking for more this Sunday. Thanks for the time. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, that's our guy, Jerry Jeudy. We'll be back for more Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet right here on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
Hey, Dog Pound, dig into Wendy's new Browns Biggie Bundle all season long. Score a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, 4-piece Snug, Junior Fry, small soft drink, and a small Frosty for just $7. Grab one from any participating Wendy's for a limited time. Time for your Fantasy Minute, presented by Scaleco, proud capital investment partner of your Cleveland Browns. It is semifinal week in fantasy football.
Yes, indeed, it is, my friend. It is. If you're still here, that means you're in the Final Four, which great accomplishment. Go ahead. You don't want to toot your own horn, but go ahead. Toot. Let it out.
Toot.
There it is.
Peacock around a little bit.
Yeah, you're in the Final Four. You're going to need a little bit of luck. You're going to need a little bit of skill, and you're going to need really to. The bottom line is you're dancing with what brung you. Let's just be honest about it. That's where we are in this season. That's the time of the year that we're at, and so that's what you got to do. Sure, you're paying attention to some matchups for the most part, but you are playing the guys that you absolutely think should be the ones that got you there. The reason that you are in the Final Four, that's pretty much who you want to be going with. We'll go quarterbacks this week. Look, you probably have Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, a Jaden Daniels, a Bake, a Hurts, or a Burrow if you're still playing. Maybe a Kyler. If you don't have those guys, perhaps you could look at a Brock Purdy this week, Matt Stafford against the Jets, Rodgers against the Rams. You might have a Goff or a Kyler. You play your guys. Michael Penix, DTR. I think DTR's got a great matchup, but this is not the time to do anything wild like that. The pain of not playing the guy that you should have played to go for this crazy, kind of flyer, if that doesn't work out, is worse than the joy you'd get from it working out the other way.
Yeah.
Running backs, Jahmyr Gibbs now. Obviously, you're starting him anyway, but with Montgomery out, he's at the top of the list. Barkley, Robinson, Chase Brown, Jacobs, Connor, H.N., Henry. That's kind of the cream of the crop. Kyron Williams. You're playing all those guys. If you need somebody to look for that, was on your waiver wire, obviously our own Jerome Ford, I think, is going to get a lot of action. Rico Dowdle has been running the football well of late. Kendre Miller with Alvin Kamara not expected to play in New Orleans. That's somebody that you could look at. Ford and Miller are probably top two on the waiver wire. From a wide receiver standpoint, Brian Thomas is on fire. You're going to keep playing him. Mike Evans is going to have a massive, massive, massive week. I just feel like he is. Smith and Jigba's been on fire. You're going to keep playing him. The guys that you don't have to keep playing at this point, if you've got some better options, and we're just calling a spade here, right, is Tyreek Hill. Not a must start. Could he blow up? Absolutely. He's got only 200-yard games, though, this whole season. Garrett Wilson's not really a must start. DJ Moore is not really a must start at this point. So just be smart about where you're going there. The tight end position, McBride, Bowers, Kittle, Jonnu Smith, Kelsey, automatics. Andrews is playing well. Brenton Strange of the Jags, if you need a tight end, is somebody to look at. Dalton Kincaid is in the waiver wire in some leagues. He's back. He's healthy for Buffalo. He's somebody that you could look at as well. And then defense wins championships, right? Falcons against the Giants, Packers against the Saints, Bills against New England. Doesn't get any better than that. So there you go.
There you go. There it is. Do we have time for a quick mailbag, Gibby?
We do, my friend.
A little bit of a quickie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Official mortgage partner of your Cleveland Browns, Cross Country Mortgage. When it comes to financing, they'll always get you home. Visit ccm.com today. Equal housing opportunity, NMLS 3029. Hello, Gibby.
All right, Jeremy Parr tweets at the show, and this was the one. If I was going to take one question today, this was it. Getting my first Anova sous vide setup.
Oh, baby.
As a Christmas gift this year from the parents. As a guy in his mid-20s, I'm very excited. Will be a bit wide-eyed with my own sous vide operation.
Good.
Any Uncle Bo or Zagura Steakhouse suggestions on recipes or meals to try off of the bat?
This is how easy it is, okay? You take your steaks, and this is what's the beauty of the sous vide. You like a ribeye. She may like a filet mignon. Somebody else there might like a strip. Get them all. Just brush a little olive oil, salt, pepper, maybe chop a little fresh rosemary, chop up some garlic and put it in there for the aromatic. You toss that in your bag. Boom, submerge it into your water at 130 degrees. You can do 129 if you like it a little bit more. You can do 131 right in there. You just need, I think, 130, 129 minimum if you like medium rare to at least so kind of let the fat start to meld and get into the goodness. Put it in there for an hour and a half. It doesn't matter, depending on how thick it is. And then, boom, right onto the grill or right in a skillet, hot, sear. If you want to, get in the skillet and drip some juices on it and do that type of a business, you can do that. And then you're good to go. It's just that easy. That's how easy it is.
I think the biggest game changer he's going to sense is if he ever tries to do a dinner party or a holiday.
Yep.
That's when it's with all the stuff we have going on at night. It's hard for me to use it daily like I used to. But in the summer, I use it almost daily. And anytime, like for Christmas dinner, that will be sous vide because it takes the guesswork out of it entirely.
Totally. And the timing, you can
Totally.
right, you can be good. You're gonna love it. I made last night pork chops, and we had like center cut pork chops, but they were almost 2 inches. That is so hard to actually cook correctly. Not with sous vide, takes the guesswork out of it. They were an absolute delight. And your sous vide should have kind of temperature guides for you. But I think this was 144, I want to say, on the pork, and it was delicious.
There you go. All right. We have a score and so much more to come. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. And fill your game day cooler with the refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea, smooth, real brewed tea with a 5% kick of alcohol. Look for the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea, keep it twisted. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly. And when Jerry Judy was in studio and joined Z there, he went over and signed our Stealth Recliner, compliments of Zip Chair by Dream Seat. We're giving away at the end of the season. Visit zipchair.com to learn more about how to check out your
2 minutes.
Cave with custom Browns branded furniture. Also tonight, tune in 7 to 8, Kevin Stefanski Show on the University Hospital's Cleveland Browns Radio Network. Coach Miles Horton joined Z and Gerard to preview Sunday's matchup with the Cincinnati Bengals. So there you go.
Could even have a surprise on that show. I don't know.
Could have a surprise.
Word on the street.
We've also got a game tonight.
Yes.
Thursday night football, kids, and it's a big one. It should be us in Cincinnati, but the league sucks. Took away our weekend before Christmas. Thanks for nothing. To the AFC West we go. SoFi, the place to be tonight in Los Angeles. Chargers hosting the Denver Broncos. Zagura.
So the Broncos have moved up to the 6th seed right now. Chargers the 7th seed in the AFC. Bo, I got to ask you, this one, on its face, it feels too easy, but it almost feels like they're trying to lull us into something there. What do you think?
Are we doing the Chargers have lost 2 in a row. The Broncos have won 4 in a row.
Yep.
So on a Thursday, to me it feels like Broncos by $1 billion.
On a Thursday?
On a Thursday.
That's it. I think that's exactly what it should be, even if it weren't a Thursday. But I do feel like because of everything we've laid out, that this line indicates that, yes, on a Thursday only would it be Broncos by $1 billion. Otherwise, it would be Chargers perhaps comfortable. But it is a Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. That's right. All right. We are back tomorrow for another edition of this fine program. The Next Level is coming up next. Thanks for listening, everybody. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.